Hello and welcome to Mellow Labs, except we're not in Mellow Labs. We're currently at Oxford because we're here for Smurf 2023. Oh, sorry. I didn't really quit.
Can I give you that to put on your shirt? I'm
like
sorry, we've been waiting for like 10
bites?
minutes and you just walked past me.
Oh, I was going to relieve Brooke of the camera.
Yeah, we already asked if we can squeeze in the queue.
Pardon me.
That's all right. First of all, how are you?
How's it going? Hi.
So I'm Thomas from Mellow Labs. Sorry, I keep watching you on YouTube, so I'm very overwhelmed at seeing you in person.
I exist. I do have a lower body.
I didn't believe it, but now that I see it, it's there. It's really there. How are you enjoying the show?
The show is great. For a first-time event, this is unbelievable. Like the turnout,
I mean, there's a whole bunch of people. I'm surprised at how many people there are here.
The turnout, the participants. I love how many community members there are. Like just how many people who make models have booths.
Definitely.
It's really nice. Like they're not all companies trying to make money. They're people trying to make stuff.
You've probably not seen the video. I made an RGB version of Gridfinity just before you.
Oh no! I've been
So
beaten.
I have a whole interface and everything.
I've been beaten to the punch.
So
This happens all the time with projects.
So, I tried getting your attention, and I left you I left you a comment to pin.
Oh.
So I'll introduce you to this is Mimosa. It's my version of.
All right. This was sort of like what I was planning to build originally before it spiraled out of control.
So I made it based on WLED. So it's very expandable. So I can use it for.
WLED is such a pleasure to work with. It's so nice.
And the fact that I don't have to maintain it.
Oh yeah.
But so I made Mimosa, which works kind of on top of it. It just sends API calls to it. But so most of my community on Reddit and on Discord and everything was worried about what your response to it would be.
Oh,
because
the more people hacking on the project, the better.
That's what I thought.
Because also at the end of the day, the lighting is only kind of a means to an end in that project.
Yeah.
It's the point is the workshop search. The lighting is kind of just an interface.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like one person making a project doesn't make other people making the project worse. It doesn't mean that there's no value in revisiting it. Look, at the end of the day, I ripped Gridfinity off Alexander Chapel. So like, I have no ground to complain about anybody.
That's why I thought I'd be okay to do it.
But like, oh man, people have really been coming out of the woodwork since that video. I got. I think the project was called Open Quartermaster. This team making this project called Open Quartermaster got in touch. They're basically making the inventory system.
Nice.
So yeah, I've got no original
I've
ideas.
had companies reach out to me and ask if they can use Mimosa for like their warehouse system and all that. It's like, have you guys never heard of like pick to light systems? You can buy these wholesale.
Yeah, you don't want to use this jank. This is a plate of spaghetti.
Yeah, like there's like 6 people developing it right now, and there's no documentation at all. There's no comments, nothing.
That's still a pretty big open source project. If it's got 6 people.
It's people really like it. So I've gotten a lot of people on it and making it. It's been a pleasure to work on.
Something about organizing just really gets people going. It really fires people up.
Oh, R-Dash organizing is amazing.
Folks love the idea of getting everything in a nice square.
Most of the comments I get is like, this is amazing. I'd love to be this organized. I will never be this organized.
I don't think people realize what the impact of the system is.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like people see it and they're like, oh, I would have to think of an organization system.
Oh, and the amount of comments I get about people asking me to put voice control to it.
I mean, that's...
I don't want to do that. Well, I like the idea of it. I don't like voice control most things in general, so I'm very opposed to the idea.
I do think it's a good application for voice control, because it's not something you use often, and it's something you do in between other tasks, so it's not interrupting anything.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, like grabbing parts is something you do in between one task and another task, because if you had the parts there, it'd be the same task.
Yeah.
But voice control was something I wanted to do for this system, but it just wasn't there But the home automation team reached, or it was Home Assistant. The Home Assistant team reached out. They're doing this big push to basically build their own first-party voice control system into Home Assistant. So hopefully that ends up working out and takes the work off my back.
Exactly, from the Home Assistant community, I've had a lot of people reach out as well, asking me for if I would do a Home Assistant integration for Mimosa. And I'm like, that's another step.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I want to. Like, I already run Home Assistant on pretty much everything at home, but it's just...
I feel like the challenge there is just figuring out, like, okay, so even if you write it, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah,
right? Because like when you're writing the API, what is it? What are you building it towards? Right? What are people going to do with this? Oh, you want to hear a fun fact about home automation in my Gridfinity system? So that shot where I like put the bin on the Gridfinity, it turns the lights on. It was fake. It was fake. So it turns out that Home Assistant will operate on MQTT messages, but they have to be formatted a certain way, and I just could not figure out the documentation in time. So I put my iPad down by my feet, and I used my big. So like I put the bin on. I was using my big toe to like poke the on button.
Oh, I would have just used. I probably would have just used.
So I realized in retrospect that I could have just like.
Sorry, that's my thumbnail.
I could just use like a computer. Right. You know, like just hit the space bar or
could have just been there hitting the button. But
Yep, that was fake.
Right.
It's too hard to do it. It's too hard to do it legit.
Yeah. Right.
Smoke and mirrors. A lot of people who build projects just aren't comfortable in front of people talking.
I mean, I'm not comfortable talking in front of people.
I've never really had any trouble with it.
This is my first interview. You were my. Oh no, Zach Friedman's my first.
It's fine. Well, I mean, I know what I'm like. I'd like to think I know what I'm doing and I can help out. But no,
I get that.
It is so important to be able to talk about your projects because at the end of the day, if you're at the end of the day, especially, all right, it's totally fine to build something just for yourself. But if you're making an open source project, it only matters if people know about it. You have to talk to people about it. Building an part of an open source project is getting people to use the source. You have to know about it.
I mean, there's a lot of projects out there that just die because nobody knows about them.
Yeah,
it's a really cool thing, but nobody
vine.
knows about them.
It's important that sites like Hackaday kind of pick up the slack, but it's still. You know, if it's your project, you're the one who's got to get on the front lines. It's one thing I'm so excited to see so much of here is just people showing off their projects and talking to people about them.
Yeah,
because there are there's so many things here I wouldn't even have thought to search for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I do this for a living. Like these top 10 print videos are like my bread and butter.
I've watched those multiple times.
I wouldn't even have known some of these projects existed. So it's just so important for folks who make stuff to show the stuff off and to talk about it. Because why sing if no one's if no one's dancing?
Exactly.
Right?
So how are we on battery? 9%. Right.
Slid in right.
Right. So thank you very much. We'll take some selfies and stuff.
Enjoy the show.
But yeah, you too. Amazing to have you here. Are you coming back from Maker Central or anything like that?
Unfortunately, no. We can't really do a lot of traveling. I'm just doing this kind of as Sanjay was important to the early history of the channel.
He was huge,
he kind of like inadvertently inspired the Every Filament series.
Yeah.
So as soon as they announced this, I immediately RSVP'd.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that was such a tragedy.
Yeah.
I'm glad we had the chance to talk before it was too late. It just, it just shows how important it is to not. It shows how important it is to not, not procrastinate when it comes to something uncomfortable like talking to someone.
Yeah,
you've got to jump in. You don't know what's going to happen.
So I'm here at Cocoa Press to finally have a look at the chocolate 3D printer, which I've been seeing online everywhere, and I'd love to try it, but I know I'm not allowed to. How long did it take to develop?
I've been working on this machine for 9 years now.
9 years?
Yeah, I started.
Wow, that's a passion project.
Yeah, I started in 2014.
Gotcha.
Just for fun, and then it's been about 4.5 years as a hobby, and about 4.5 years full time now. Yeah.
That's incredible. So you say full time. So how is it? Are you selling it to?
Yes.
So company, or you can buy it as a kit.
Just as of about 6 weeks ago, we're shipping kits. They're Voron style kits, so print your own parts.
Awesome.
and then LDO is doing most of the rest of the kit.
Nice.
And we're shipping them to the US and Canada right now, which is crazy that,
Yeah.
it's taken 4.5 years
exactly.
and suddenly they're in other people's hands.
Exactly. I mean, I'm so excited for the technology because I'd love a printer in my kitchen that
Yeah.
can just print me food, especially chocolate.
Of course.
But there's so many possibilities to do with infill and different flavors and stuff like that. I know you've got you've got a special blend for the chocolate, or
Yes.
is it? Got it. Oh, that's really cool. I really want to eat that now. Have you guys experimented with having like different flavors, like?
We haven't. That's something I want to do eventually.
Okay.
I will say these are hard enough to make.
Yeah.
You go to a chocolate shop and you're like, "Hi, can I please have this with,
The right
thousandth of an inch precision on it with less than
That's
half
fair.
a percent
That's
of air
fair.
bubbles?" And they just look at you like you're crazy. So we brought all of the equipment in-house. We're now making all of our cocoa
Making
cores
these
in-house.
in-house.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Which I don't want to do in the long term.
yeah. I mean, you want competition.
Oh
have
yeah,
to make
oh
them
yeah.
cheaper.
It's like me having to develop both the filament extrusion line and the printer.
How difficult would it be for people to make these at home themselves?
So when you're making them at home, there's some things that are easier and some that are harder.
Okay.
The part that's easier is you don't have the same time constraint that I have.
Fair enough.
We're trying to make thousands and thousands
Yeah,
of
yeah,
these. If you wanted to make a few dozen for yourself, you
could
might be able to
probably
do that.
manage. That's pretty cool.
But you would just pour chocolate into this, and just try to make sure it's air bubble free.
But that comes with the kit, so you could feel. So you've got pretty much everything you need to actually make it yourself.
Yep, for
Awesome.
sure.
And in terms of air bubbles, because if you're putting chunks of chocolate in there, assuming you get a lot of those, could there be a preset on the printer that shakes them out or something?
It really depends on the viscosity of the printer. So
Fair enough.
that's one of those things that I want people to experiment with. But
enough.
I'm also you'll have a better result buying our thing. So
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Fair enough. Plus, it supports you, so that's always nice.
Yeah.
That's really good. What percentage of chocolate are these then?
Don't have a number off the top of my head.
Okay, because my partner likes dark chocolate. I like light chocolate, so it'd be nice to have a variation there.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming dark chocolate would be more difficult because it's
No, it's easier.
easier.
Dark chocolate seems to be easier to print. So all of our prints here are actually dark chocolate.
Okay.
That one that you're holding is milk.
Okay.
I just keep using the dark chocolate because,
Because it
it's
prints
a trade. It
Gotcha.
prints better, and it's a trade show, and I don't feel like washing the cartridge.
Fair enough.
So
I mean, that's nice. How many of these did you bring?
20.
Oh, that doesn't seem like a lot.
Yeah, but it ends up being about half a kilogram of chocolate or something.
So temperature-wise, I heard you talk about this a little bit. You're not running any bed heating, are you?
Nope.
And the temperature in the nozzle, what temperature does the chocolate melt at?
33 Celsius. So I believe that's just below body temperature.
Yeah.
So we're going just below body
I
temperature.
could melt this by just...
Oh, definitely. We're basically
Interesting.
softening it, pushing it out with about 5 kilograms of force. So heating it to the lowest
so you don't want it to melt so that it sucks.
Yes,
You want it to
it's
be
the lowest
soft enough
temperature
to
that it
actually
will
come out.
possibly flow.
Gotcha. That's really cool. And what's the tallest thing you've been able to print so far? I saw some
100
little Eiffel Towers and stuff like that.
Yeah, about 150 millimeter veins.
And in terms of bridging or anything like that?
We can do some. We can do some. I don't think I have any examples here, but
I saw the little tiny 3D printer you have. We'll get a close-up of it later.
Fun.
But I saw it printing yesterday. It's so cute.
Somebody designed that for a competition that this company WebPrints is holding. They bought a printer and then said, we want to give it away. So the person who designed it is coming today, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. So they can eat their own 3D printer.
I hope so. I certainly hope so.
That'd be nice. Right, just to finish off, how much is the kit running?
So it's $1,500 US.
$1,500
And
US.
we're currently actually only shipping to the US and Canada, but we'll be getting to Europe
get there.
soon. It's just,
If someone's determined enough, they can find a way of getting it there.
oh yeah, I don't know this officially, but people,
we're in
people
England
have
and there's
them.
one right there, so
Yeah.
there's ways of
Please
getting...
don't steal my printer. No, people definitely have them in Europe.
Yeah.
Once we get customs figured out, it's
I mean,
a joy.
Plus, it's a food product, so it can be very
Yeah, we have to figure that stuff out,
and the
too.
chocolate, how much does the
So
single
the
thing run?
cocoa cores are $5 US each, and they come in a pack of 10 for $49 US.
That's pretty
And they're
decent.
about They're 65 grams of chocolate each, so
That's pretty
you can
nice,
do the math.
actually. Yeah, that's really nice. Well, I'll hand that back to you so I don't eat
Awesome.
it. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll
thank
finish
you
it
for
off.
interviewing
Sorry,
me.
I've got some stickers I'll give you.
Oh, cool.
I'll give you my little robot.
Oh, I love this. I love this.
Yeah, again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And until next time, I guess.
For sure.
Hopefully we'll see you at another convention. Awesome. So, I'm here with Lev, who makes kind of a perfect project for what I would say my channel and my kind of the things that I make. You made a plant pot that waters the plant for you, which has been made many times, but I feel like the solutions that most people come up with is just like a tank of water somewhere with loads of tubes running to it, which is not great. And also, you actually want to submerge the plant in water to make sure that all the root gets water and not just one specific area, because then they all grow in one area and it causes problems for the plant, because then the roots grow around each other and they suffocate. Plants are annoying. So what you've done is you've made a plant pot that you put a plant in the top. Specifically, you made them for peace lilies.
Yeah, so
Sorry, not peace lilies.
orchids.
Orchids.
So it's specifically designed for orchids because orchids traditionally grow in bark.
Yeah.
And so in order to water them properly, you have to actually soak the bark in water.
Yeah, exactly.
So how you normally do it is you either fill up like a sink or some
Yeah,
sort of basin,
bucket,
and then you dunk it in. You have to wait.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And it's all very manual and very. It requires a lot of
Time-intensive,
effort.
yeah, exactly.
Time intensive, and you forget, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And orchids, they're very specific about how they want to be watered.
Yeah, they don't like to be touched most of the time.
Yeah, they like consistency, they like water that's not too cold,
Yeah,
not too
exactly.
warm, room temperature.
How often do you have to refill the
Very
tank,
little,
basically?
so this lasts for 3 to 5 months, and most of it is not, most of it is not from evaporation, most of it is from the water actually being absorbed by the water, and that gets stuck in the bark.
Awesome.
Because, there's only one tiny hole that's actually exposed to the evaporation.
It's an amazing design, and it's so
Thank you.
simple, not in a bad way, in a way that it's easy to use and intuitive. And all the electronics fit into this little box here, apart from the pump that's obviously in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tiny circuit board, and it works so the pump is 12 volt pump running off a 9 volt battery.
Correct.
And what kind of microcontroller are you using? Well, not microcontroller, you're just using.
Well, it is. So it's an AT-Tiny 824, right?
Okay.
And then the firmware is completely done in C with a hint of Code Vision AVR
Nice.
as well.
That's
so
really cool.
Obviously, I have to do it
Yeah.
all myself, but all the sort of the electronics, the board itself, get ordered from China,
Yeah.
and then the electronics, the components, I get my brother to solder them on.
Yeah, that's
And I do pay
amazing.
him.
I know you've got a button on the side here, but does it have some kind of timer function, or?
Yeah. So the board itself essentially tells the pump to water once every 7 days, or
Okay.
you can manually adjust it using
Oh,
this
okay.
exact button.
Okay.
So by holding it down for a certain number of seconds,
Okay.
I tell the users how long to hold it for, you can adjust it between watering once every day to
Yeah.
once every 14 days.
That's really cool.
And also, if you press the button once, it beeps the number of days until the next watering cycle.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's-
And obviously, if you hold it for 6 seconds, you can manually launch the cycle. Say if you're first starting out, right, when you just got it, or if for some reason you want to reset the system, or you just want to, water. That's a demo.
That's really cool. I mean, again, it's because it's so simple, and so you said the battery lasts for 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
The water lasts for like 3 months.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, for me, that would be a perfect solution. And the fact that, the plant won't complain about the temperature or anything. I mean, I will definitely at some point make my own version.
Yeah.
I will probably, I'll give credit where credit is due, but I have one specific plant that I want to do this with, but the plant pot's like that big.
Right, yeah.
So I'll think of, I don't know if I'll print it, but because I don't have a printer big enough, but I'll definitely make a bigger version of it. And because I'm ADHD and I run Home Assistant, I'm probably going to have something like that tells me how much water's left in it and stuff like that.
That is reasonable. Yeah, well, this one basically essentially, if it runs a watering cycle and there's not enough water to actually reach the sensor, then it'll just start continuously beeping saying that something is wrong.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
it's all like a fault diagnosis system, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Oh, that's
mostly
really
either
cool.
if it runs out of water, if for some reason, I don't know, you disconnected the sensor,
It'll
for
just
instance,
keep- oh,
it'll
that's-
just know that something is wrong, and you just have to diagnose it. But like
Man, that's really smart.
it's only one of 3 things that it could be: dead battery, not enough water, or
So like most things, I'm assuming that innovation came from a failure.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that's amazing.
You don't want for it to just keep thinking that it's running.
Exactly.
Like the point is that you drop it in and it just
And it
works,
just
right?
works.
And then you know,
Amazing.
you find out when it doesn't work.
That's truly amazing. So you have a website where
Yeah.
people can buy the. Can they buy the? Do you sell these as a full kit or just?
I sold them as is, so sort of ready
So
product.
everything-
Because
everything
mostly
assembled.
Yeah, everything
Awesome.
assembled. But I also happy to share the STLs and sell the boards
Electronics.
individually, or even tell people how to assemble the boards. But that
Awesome.
is quite a bit of hassle. So
Right.
yeah, the website is just orchidwatering.com.
orchidwatering.com, and we'll have shots of the site and links in the description.
Perfect, thank you very much.
But yeah, this is an amazing project.
Thank you.
I'll definitely make one myself because I need it because
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to water my
Absolutely.
plants. And
Well, yeah, I mean, this very much came about from me wanting to solve a problem, right? I never intended to make it a
Yeah.
product. It's only after I published it on Reddit, sent it to an orchid YouTuber, right? They all loved it. Everyone sort of thought that it's great functionality. So I decided, okay, well, let me help
amazing.
people who are having the same issue as me, right?
Definitely. I mean, during the pandemic, I was strongly considering doing that solution where I run a tube to every single plant, but I was like, that's too cumbersome. It just won't work for me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming,
and,
Thomas.
see you soon, I guess. Well,
Absolutely.
are you coming to any other conventions or anything?
Well, so I work at E3D full time, right,
Yeah,
at the
of course,
moment.
yeah.
So I kind of hop around wherever they are.
Are they making 2024 Smurf 2024?
I don't know at the moment.
Don't know.
Stay in
Stay
touch.
in the loop. Yeah. Awesome. Again, thank you.
No, thank you.
Good.
Car.
Hello. Welcome to Smurf 2023. First
you.
event ever. How are you enjoying it?
It's going great. Yeah, it's much better than I expected to.
I know, right? There's so much more people, so many more projects that people are making. I'm amazed.
Yeah.
I was not expecting. Well, I think it's slightly too small of an area with everything here.
Yes, well, it's completely packed.
Yeah, you know,
But
especially yesterday, it was so full. Moving around was like actually really difficult. You've been around the convention. What have you seen that especially stands out to you? Things that you're excited about?
It's literally over there. They have full control.
Control, yeah.
G-code.
Really
And
cool.
also, well, just closer by is here the 3D printed electronics. Hello.
For the
The 3D printed electronics over
Yeah.
here. I
Oh,
met
yeah, I've looked at that,
Freddie Hong in
Yeah.
Sweden 2 years ago about the multi-axis 3D printing.
Yeah.
And just met him again. And I'm also doing research on 3D printed electronics.
I'd
So
love
it's
to.
fun to see. You don't see it that often.
Yeah,
while
exactly.
there are some very interesting use cases for it.
I mean, I'd love to be able to print my own circuit board, but again, a lot of complications. But I'd like to cut one, but I don't want to send stuff to China. I like rapid prototyping myself.
Yeah.
So making it in-house very quickly would be great for me.
Yeah.
So
And
something like
also
printing
it
for electronics.
just enables new things. Because in the 3D printing, in the electronics world,
Yeah.
you're used to a two-dimensional shape.
Yeah. Exactly.
And once
Or
that's
being
going to turn into
exactly.
a
Doing
third
it into a
dimension,
sculpture or something.
that has
Fantastic.
some interesting things. Yeah,
Incredible. Yeah. Would you be coming back for next year if they had one?
definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you for taking time out.
Well, thanks for having
enjoy
me.
the rest of the show.
You too.
I'm looking forward to seeing your next ridiculous projects.
Yes,
They're
thank
not
you
all
very much.
ridiculous, but
Well,
they're
there
fun.
must be some sort of ridiculousness to it.
A little bit of clickbait, yeah. Yeah. Again, thank you again. See you. You're coming to Maker Central next year?
Maybe I am, but
Not sure.
Not sure. No.
Yeah.
We'll
Alright.
see.
No worries. Again, thank you very much.
Yeah.
See you soon.
See ya.
Bye. What? So I'm here with Andreas from Fab Lab Munich, and he has a metal 3D printer, which just by itself is already really cool. But the things you can make with it, like just have a listen to this. Like it's so dense and it's so cool. Like I want this technology at home. I really wish I could have this at home because, God, there's so many things that, like doorknobs. I really wish I could have custom doorknobs just for one thing.
Right.
There's so many cool things. So can you walk me through the process of how you get to printing a metal part?
Right, so the material we are using is these pellets.
Yeah.
So this is material that's usually used for metal injection molding.
Okay. And they are, how much, 80% metal you said?
Yeah, something like that.
80%
So,
metal?
you're printing. We are printing with our extruder, which is an open source hardware design.
That's always
so
good to
we're
hear.
releasing the plans. You can build your own if you want.
Awesome.
And so it's with a screw extruder. You feed in the pellets in here.
Yeah.
They are going down, and then it's basically a hot
A
end
regular
with
printer,
a
yeah.
filament extruder as well.
And you're printing at, you said 200 degrees?
Yes.
Nice.
So nothing unusual there.
Exactly, yeah.
And
so if I really wanted to, I could put this on an ender-free printer and print onto the bed.
Yes,
It would be janky, but like.
Actually, we did. So we actually have Anycubic in our lab, which we're mounted it to.
Yeah, definitely.
We did some strengthening of the thing, but it works.
Awesome.
And this is an attempt to make it. Well, the whole thing is going to be open source hardware as well.
Amazing.
And
so it's nice.
So as it's quite heavy, so we choose a design where this only moves up and down, and the bed moves like in X, Y, below.
And that's because of the weight of the inertia of it moving back and forth, or just the weight?
The problem is you don't want to move. It's almost 3 kilos.
That would quality would be very
exactly. So
and you do have a heated bed as well. How much? What temperatures are you running on the bed when you're printing?
So with this material, it's about 65 degrees.
Basically, just a regular printer then.
It's basically a regular printer, exactly.
With a fancy nozzle. That's amazing. So you print a part, and you have how much shrinkage did you say?
Sorry, say again.
When you print it, you have to print it bigger because it shrinks.
Yes, exactly.
So you print it how many times bigger?
So it's about 16%. You have to enlarge it.
Yeah. And does that vary depending on like the density of the part, or is it 16% always?
It's theoretically it's always 16%, but it's always like special cases.
Yeah.
And for example, for this, it came out a little bit too small. So that's for instrument attachment.
Awesome.
Which has to be like precise.
Yeah, exactly.
And it came out, I think, 0.4 millimeters too small.
Yeah.
And what we did there is just doing a second iteration, making it a little bit bigger, and the second part worked then.
Yeah. In terms of like recycling, would you be able to like, I don't know, grind these down and put them back into production, or?
Yeah, well, it's more or less 100% metal.
So you could just melt it down.
You can melt it down. It's just that you have to get this mixture again, so you can use it in this machine.
Yeah.
But you can do a standard metal recycling if you want to do that.
So you print it. It comes off the printer, and then you put it in a in an oven, or in a
sintering furnace.
Centering furnace. Okay. What's the difference between like a pottery oven and a centering furnace?
So for stainless steel, it has to be sintered at around 1400 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
So it's probably higher, which most
exactly.
ovens go.
Yeah.
And also it has to be done in a special atmosphere. So you either do it in inert gas or you do it in a vacuum.
Okay. Wow.
So
So
then you need some kind of special equipment for sintering that.
Definitely. That's so cool. And so curing temperature-wise, how much did you say again?
So 1400 degrees.
1400, and there's a curve to like you hold it at a certain temperature.
Yeah, that's true. So there's a curve where you ramp it up to about 600 degrees, I think. Okay. And at that temperature, the plastic binder breaks down and
it evaporates.
Exactly. And so you do that for I think 2 or 3 hours, and when it ramps up to this 1400, I think it's 1380 to be exact.
It's pretty hot,
And then you stay there at another 2 or 3 hours, and then you cool it down slowly again.
Wow, it's amazing. And in terms of strength, have you noticed any difference between something like a CNC part than the 3D printed part?
Yeah, well, the CNC part will always be better because it's like made from the
it's one full chunk of metal.
Exactly. So, but
have you had anything break yet, like shear force break or?
No, but to be honest, we do not have really much like real life application experience yet.
Fair enough.
So we concentrated on getting the machine right and everything. But
I mean, I can't really say, but it feels strong to me. Like it's not crumbling apart.
Yeah. So it's definitely pure metal.
Yeah, exactly.
And well, it should be enough at least for all prototyping purposes.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing. And in terms of support, Because some parts do need support. I can't think of anything specific. Do you have anything here that needs supports? Or?
No, we don't have it here.
Okay.
So, but it can do overhangs like this one, no problem.
That's
And-
pretty decent. That's like 45. No.
Yeah, maybe 40.
Yeah. 30. Yeah.
And
It's pretty nice.
you can, of course, you can do supports.
Yeah.
The issue is if you do supports and you do it with the same metal material,
Yeah.
it's quite hard to get off
Yeah, I
again.
can imagine. I mean, yeah, it's pretty tough on its
metal.
own.
So you usually want to avoid support.
Yeah.
But there are techniques to improve the handling of these supports.
Okay.
So if you have the possibility to have two extruders,
Oh.
you can do like interface layers in a ceramic material,
It's really cool.
so which can withstand the
The
temperatures.
temperature of the, because you need the supports in the centering process as well.
Yes, exactly.
Because otherwise it would just
Exactly.
sink
So
down.
you need for
Okay.
printing and for sintering,
And supporting.
and then you cannot just use
yeah,
PLA
exactly.
or something.
So, yeah, that's incredible. I mean, I love the work that you guys are doing.
Thank
If
you.
people wanted to find out more, where can they go?
So we can on our website at fabmx.org.
Fabmx.com.
And
Yeah.
so we have the design files for our extruder there.
Amazing.
We will release the plan for this 3D printer.
Awesome.
But as we said, you can, if you have a robust 3D printer, you
Yeah,
can
you can
attach
probably
it there.
modify it. Robust.
And-
Or you just spare 3D printer in experiment. But
Maybe. And we are now also working on a DIY version of a sintering furnace.
That'd be amazing.
So
That'd be
bring the
amazing.
cost down there as well.
that would be amazing. Yeah. I mean, I love what you guys are doing. I hope
Thank you.
this has enough force behind it to actually be available for most people. Because again, metal 3D printing is just such a cool technology. Thank you for everything, and yeah, I'll see you about still. Are
Yeah.
you enjoying the show in general, or?
Yeah, it's an
Have you-
awesome show. So lots of interesting things here, lots of interesting people.
Have you
So-
been around and seeing
Yeah,
everything?
not so much as I would
Not as
love
much
to,
as you want
but,
to, yeah.
But a little bit, yeah.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Under pressure. Come on. What's up? I'm here with Taylor. We are at Smurf 2023, and it's just been an amazing. Well, it still is an amazing show.
It has. It's been great.
Is this your first time abroad, or?
Yes, this is
it
actually.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
so
loving it here.
How's the jet lag?
Not too bad. It's only about a 5-hour delay for me.
Yeah, so
So
not-
for me,
not the
it's what?
worst,
It's
no.
2 o'clock now, so it's like 9 for me.
Something like
I
that.
fixed
yeah.
it in a day. It was a rough first day, but I fixed
Yeah.
it. We're
Are you
good
here
now.
for a few more days, or are you flying
I'm
back
leaving in
tomorrow?
21 hours.
21 hours.
Yes.
So-
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
First Smurf.
Yep.
This is my first RepRap festival. Not first convention, but first RepRap convention, based solely around 3D printing, and it's just been eye-opening the amount of projects people work on and stuff here. Have you found anything particularly interesting around here?
There is quite a bit. So if you don't know, I'm involved with the Boron team. So we have Boron Phoenix over
Yeah.
there, that massive IDEX printer.
Oh yeah, the huge one. The
but-
Joseph Prussia won that
No,
one.
somebody else won it.
Ah,
We'll see.
okay.
But in terms of like things I've seen here, like so I've been involved in 3D printing for over 5 years now.
Yeah.
I talk to a lot of the folks here often. I would say the Cocoa Press is always good to see. It's a chocolate 3D
I've already
printer.
interviewed.
I know.
Yeah.
I've built one myself
Oh,
already.
it's amazing.
It's amazing. But in terms of what's cool to see here, I love these shows because you talk to the big vendors a lot.
Yeah.
So I know what Duhet has. I know what E3D has. I know what LDO has. But it's cool to always come out to the local RepRap Fest because you see what the locals make out. You have
Yeah.
people with robotic arms drawing pictures. You have 3D
Exactly, yeah.
scanners, or you just have people bringing their little hobby projects out here. So it's good to see what the big companies are working on. But it's also nice to see what other people are just tinkering with in their garages and what they're bringing out to show
I mean,
out.
I come from the tinkering field, so seeing people make their own 3D printers for metal and stuff like that, it's just so amazing.
Yes.
I'd love to just, in some cases, I do have the ability to actually help projects along as well, because I do a lot of open source projects as well, so being able to like pick a project up and see like where I think they should improve it and things like that, being able to put momentum behind a project has been
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
And it's been Well, it is a great festival, and I really hope they do a second one.
I'm hoping. I don't know for sure if they're doing a second one. It's still like
it's
too
still
early to
up
tell.
for debate. But with the amount of people we've had here,
Yes.
it's been huge. Especially yesterday, where it was really hard to move around. I think I bumped into you. A few times.
Today was the day to film the videos.
Yeah, definitely.
Because yesterday was
get to know everyone, be in a rush, and I think we got like one interview done yesterday just because of everything.
Yeah.
But it's been truly amazing.
Oh yeah.
I'm loving it.
So I've been to East Coast RepRap Fest, MRRF.
I've never been to them. I'd love to go because I keep seeing videos of people walking around and showing cool stuff. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I can't afford to go.
So you're local, right? So I'm relatively local.
England, yeah.
England,
London, yeah.
So in the U.S. you have the East Coast RepRap Fest, you have the Midwest RepRap Fest, and now they also have Rocky Mountain.
Yeah.
They all have their own unique style. This one has the advantage of it's not a barn in Indiana, which is where MRRF is. We're in Oxford exam halls, right?
Yeah,
like,
this is like Oxford University. Yeah. This is
the Gucciest venue I've ever been in for a trade show.
I mean, just look at the ceiling.
I know.
God damn.
So it does have a downside where it is kind of cramped in here.
Yeah,
it's kind of hallway-ish.
The reception sucks ass.
Wi-Fi's horrible. But you know, for a first year RepRap Fest, this is amazing.
It's been amazing, yeah. Exactly.
And it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better.
I hope so, yeah.
They started off strong. Great turnout. A lot of vendors showed up.
Yeah.
There was some issues with some flights coming from some places due to a snowstorm. Some people couldn't make it.
And
I believe there's a train strike going on now, which is why it took me a whole day to get from London to here.
Honestly, I'm not surprised. It seems like the London transport is always on strike.
Well, I'm not from here, so that surprised me.
I'm surprised when it does work. I'm pretty sure the Elizabeth line is on strike like every other weekend. For some reason. But yeah, just get used to bus replacement services, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's been, yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm really hoping that they'll bring it back next year.
I'm really hoping too.
I've been loving it.
I need to budget more time though, because
huge.
this was last minute for me being able to come.
Yeah.
So I flew in Thursday, I'm flying out Monday. It's a rock star weekend, in and out.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping next year, a little bit more notification.
Definitely.
I can plan to come earlier so I can bring the family, spend a week here, and actually make a little vacation of it.
When did we find out about this? We found
it was earlier this year.
November, I want to say.
But it was last minute for me figuring out if I could actually make it here, because I'd already planned all my other events for this year, and then it's like, oh, I'm making it. Okay, let's go. So, very last minute, but worth it. Really worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming down.
Cheers.
See you soon.
Cheers.
I'm here with Ellie. Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I am great. I'm a little croaky.
Aren't
It's been a
we
long
all?
weekend of talking, but I have been having an amazing weekend. I have had so much fun, and it has been so great.
How dare you?
It has been so great to be able to have my work on display like this and get to talk about it with people.
I can imagine.
It's been
I wish I had
amazing.
some of my work here just because there's so many cool things.
Highly recommended. I highly recommend this experience.
Maybe next year. Although, so you've been around the show.
Yes.
Have you seen anything particularly cool that you want to point out?
You're asking me to choose? This is like asking me to choose my favorite child.
I'll give you a top 3 in no random order.
Top three. All right, top 3 definitely includes the Cocoa Press,
Absolutely.
the chocolate 3D printer,
Absolutely.
made by the amazing Ellie Rose.
I'm still disappointed we couldn't try the chocolate.
Oh, I have.
I'm gonna have a word with her.
No, come back.
I'm gonna have a word
No,
with
it's
her.
good. It's actually tasty.
Oh, good.
Which was, I know she spends a lot of time developing that.
Huge.
I know that bit was a big deal.
Yeah.
So I can attest, it's tasty, but it's also just an incredible piece of machinery.
It is, yeah.
Actually, number 2 is probably the Print City stuff that I was just at over there.
Yes. I was telling you about that yesterday. The fabric stuff is
oh my God.
so cool.
Some insane innovation.
Right.
And I love that. I love seeing innovation in additive manufacturing and 3D printing technologies. I love that. I love that.
I honestly can't wait for it to come to regular clothing as well.
Give it time. Give it
Oh,
time.
I can't wait.
Number three. You know what? I'm going to give a shout out to the Polish blind organization doing the Braille.
Yes, I just did an interview with them. They're so cool.
So I've actually done a little bit of my own investigation into 3D printing Braille myself, because
Awesome.
I was commissioned once upon a time to make some signs, some bathroom signs.
Awesome.
Which needed to have Braille on them, and they wanted them to be 3D printed.
Yeah.
So I had to learn all about Braille.
Yeah.
And how to 3D print it accurately.
Yes.
Because accuracy is everything
Exactly.
in Braille.
Right?
It's not
yeah,
readable.
he was telling me that
if it's
sometimes
not.
people make them too big and they can't fully read them. They'll print them too sharp. I've had that's a problem as well.
There's a lot of restriction. A
Huge,
lot of
yeah.
restriction around Braille
Yeah.
to actually be readable.
The main
And so
thing they were
that's it.
pushing was standardization, is making sure that people follow the lines to make it as accessible for people, readable for
Absolutely.
people as they can.
And so
So cool.
I only just learned of them this weekend, and I
Yeah.
made this video a couple of years
I mean,
ago
they're Polish and I'm
but-
Polish, so we were just having a chat.
Oh, so yeah, you're just hanging out.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
great. That's wonderful. But no, it's one of those things that I am obviously not the expert on Braille. I am a sighted person. I don't need Braille.
Same.
But I wanted to see if I couldn't do something
Exactly.
to just extend
Exactly.
the understanding.
Exactly, yeah.
And so like the video I made was very much around like here is a way to easily make Braille in Fusion 360.
Absolutely.
And then here are some good settings and things to try when you're printing it to actually give you Braille of quality.
Absolutely.
Their processes are better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like what is the saying? Like a rising tide, like a rising tide brings up all ships or something like that, you know, so it all helps.
Yeah, exactly.
It all helps.
Exactly.
So I think those are my top three.
Absolutely. I mean,
And then my table too.
your
obviously.
table's awesome as well. We'll get close-ups and stuff. But
I love my table, but that's because I
What kind
actually
of
made this stuff here.
you have
so.
some really cool things on here, like
Thank you very much.
Mimo.
BMO
obviously.
is very good, very good.
So cute. Look at his little. Oh,
Oh, it's a touch screen.
I broke him.
Oh, you did. Because if
be
you just
fun.
actually push the button,
Ah, there it goes. Okay, I'll pretend to.
it'll
I'll
initiate
pretend
the
to-
screensaver again
He's
after
just so adorable.
the animation.
He's
I actually
just-
spent a lot of time kind of working on like the functionality with the animations and stuff to make it realistic.
Absolutely, yeah.
So like the way that the screensaver blends with the animations and
Yeah.
stuff, so that it all just seems like one seamless BMO, you know.
So
like,
I want to say, you've got him running Octoprint for your printers, right?
Yes.
Have you considered having different facial expressions for when something screws up? Like, oh no!
I feel like that might be tricky. I'm not entirely sure how I would do that, but also I paid someone to do the custom animations for it.
Absolutely.
It's a friend of mine, to be fair.
It looks really good.
Another Tomas, actually.
Funny.
But like it's that would require a little bit more coordination to
A little
pull
bit
off.
more. I mean,
so
I
do love
so
Bimo
cute.
the way
Is
she is. She's a wonderful, wonderful baby.
Absolutely. And she's laser cut?
3D printed.
What? Oh, it is. When I saw it from here, it was like shiny, and I thought it was laser cut.
I am admittedly
really good.
like this is one area I will toot my own horn. I am a good 3D printer.
Wow. I mean, I honestly thought it was laser cut because of the sheen and just because of how smooth it is.
I basically designed the pieces in such a way that all the outward facing faces
are on the
are
inside.
on the print bed. So that you basically, if you print on a shiny print bed,
Yeah,
you'll
exactly.
get a nice shine to it.
How did
I
you
wanted
know-
to try and reduce post processing.
How many times did you have to reprint it so your edges don't lift?
The lifting was less the problem. I think there was other issues that would be a thing. But also like, I've reprinted the face so that I could change some stuff for upgrades.
Okay.
Because BMO's going through some upgrades.
Ooh, look out
they're not
for that.
working yet.
Look out
but
for that.
It's a work in process. I'm hoping that BMO will be able to take photos
Oh,
and print them
absolutely.
instantly.
Oh, that'd be so cool. That'd be so
Thermal
awesome.
printers are tricky though, so I haven't gotten there just yet.
Yeah.
One day,
One day.
I will get there.
So you've got some molds as well?
Yes, so these are 3D printed forms or molds. Honestly, the words are kind of interchangeable here.
Yeah.
And they're actually used with flat slabs of clay
Okay.
to create real ceramics from this.
really
Not
cool.
just, these aren't 3D printed ceramics, these are hand-built ceramics.
Yeah.
Using the 3D printed parts to build them. I've got a video about this whole process coming out pretty much probably before this video comes out. It'll probably already be out.
When is that coming up?
Next couple days.
Next couple of days.
Next couple days.
If I drink enough Red Bull, I will get this video out tomorrow.
Well, we're gonna
just
pretend.
to
We're
beat
gonna
you to
pretend
it.
like my video is out. That everything went off smoothly and it came out.
I'll have it linked down below. Don't worry.
Wonderful. And so teaching the whole process of how you can design your own molds
Awesome.
and print them and make your own ceramics.
Awesome.
Because I want people to feel empowered to make their own stuff.
I mean, I've tried like doing slap molds and caps in like when I was in college, I think we had we had pottery class.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But yeah, I didn't get very far. I think I made an ashtray, and even then, it was a very poor excuse for an ashtray.
Well, I definitely feel like this really helps the process.
I can
it
imagine,
makes it easier. So if you end up trying it, you have to let me know how it goes.
Oh,
if you find it easier than what you used to do.
I mean, I definitely will. If I try, I don't know if I've got the space for it right now, but I will if I can.
I won't hold you to it. But if you get there, you just let me know. Just let me know.
And yeah, do you want to talk about your Pokeball or your?
Well, so Terrico is lovely.
Yeah.
But it's just a 3D print. It doesn't move yet.
Yet?
Give it time. Give it time.
You could fit one of the jetpack jet engines in here.
Jesus. Well, I would love to actually make Terrico more animatronic.
Oh, definitely.
But that's a future project. This one, though, the Dynamax ball is honestly definitely one of my current favorites. It is got a fully functional button. And it is basically a handbag.
Wow, that took a lot of engineering to get this to go that way.
In fact, actually, I'm wondering why the button seems to be a little. It's
had a lot of presses recently.
It does, yeah.
Needs a little bit of DW40.
Maybe. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, but I'll get there.
Yeah.
I'll get there. But
awesome.
Yes, the small Pokeball is the remote.
Okay. So wait, am I right? So this is a bag, right?
Yeah. Fully functional handbag.
So do you have to have the remote in the bag? Or
you can do, yeah. It's got hardware. You can attach a strap to it.
Wow.
I was walking around with it last night, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, this is the remote for it.
That's so cool. How do they communicate?
Wi-Fi.
Ah, fair enough.
The Dynamax ball is hosting its own web server.
And it connects.
And this one connects to it. And
that's what I've done over. I did it over UDP because just.
This basically comes with its own hosted web server.
Yeah.
The board does. So it was actually very easy. I didn't have to do a lot of that myself. And then it just communicates with WebSockets.
Awesome. Right.
Relatively easy.
Yeah. Anything else you want to shout out? Or?
I was going to say, I haven't talked about this nearly enough this weekend, but this is one of my early inventions is this picture frame, the ultimate picture frame, which is a fully 3D printable modular picture frame that can basically be any size.
Okay.
Any size. It uses clever maths.
Got you.
So you can basically create a frame to frame anything you need to frame. The art is also my art.
Yeah.
You might recognize
it's beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. But that's not the point, actually. The frame is actually the thing.
That's the problem. You put a beautiful piece of art in it.
My mistake. My mistake.
Just turn it around.
Make it ugly. But no, so this is it's about the only thing I sell because I don't really sell a lot of stuff, but I sell the files for this.
So what's the smallest one you could go? What's the smallest?
Basically 4 corners.
Okay.
4 corners would be the smallest, but there's 4 different systems because not all paper uses the same system. So you got inches, centimeters, A sizes, and B sizes. So they're not interchangeable across systems, but within a system. The smallest would be 4 corners. So for like A sizes, for example, because you know A sizes.
I know A sizes.
A6 is the smallest, unless you get the CAD files, because I also sell the CAD files, and then you can customize it, do your own.
Awesome.
A6 would be the smallest, but you could go up to A0.
Awesome.
Or beyond, if you want.
Damn.
It'd be a lot of pieces.
That'd be a lot of pieces, yeah.
But it works. Cool. It's all just snap, fit, dovetail joins, a couple of screws in the back to adhere the back piece. So you can hang them on the wall with screw points or a wire.
So theoretically, if I get I'm assuming the designs, you've got them parametrical?
Yes.
So you could like change the front of the model to be different shapes and stuff?
In theory, yes, but it doesn't. This is optimized for printing, for ease of printing.
Gotcha.
It prints dead easy. Like you don't need supports. It has an incredibly low fail rate. So yes, in theory, you could change that. But that ease might go out the window. Again, if you buy the files and do your own thing, then it's in God's hands.
Exactly.
It's not my problem anymore, whether or not it works. But I have designed it in a way to make it easier. Because again, I like making things easy for people. I don't like having this high barrier for entry.
Yeah, exactly.
I want things to be simple, straightforward.
So, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you. I absolutely will. Thank you.
And hopefully see you next year if they have a...
I hope so.
Well, MakerCon. No,
Maker Central. I'll be there. I'll be there.
Awesome. Yeah, do you prefer to go somewhere
No,
else?
this is great. What are you talking about? Let's do it.
So I'm with Joe. It's over. Smurf 2023.
Kind of. I mean, it's.
I mean, people are still packing up.
It's kind of over. People are packing up. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's been a hectic 2 days for me, running around, seeing everything everyone's doing.
But the good kind of hectic.
The good kind of hectic. I'm lacking on sleep. I'm running on energy drinks, but I'm loving it. How are you managing with the? You came down from the States.
Yeah, I came from the States.
With jet lag.
I flew in from Seattle. We landed Friday morning, 7 a.m.
Okay.
And we take off tomorrow at like 3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
So it's just I'm here long enough just to mess up my sleep schedule enough for the next week.
Go back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's worth it.
I hope so.
Totally worth it.
Yeah. How was it? How you
the show was great.
Compared to all the other ones you go to, how was this?
Well, this one, so the RepRap festivals themselves, they have their different sort of look to them.
I've never been. This is my first.
This is your first? Okay, yeah. MRRF is in a county agriculture building.
Mm-hmm.
The East Coast RepRap Festival is in a college gymnasium.
Yeah.
The Rocky Mountain RepRap Festival is in like an event space.
Okay.
This one's in freaking Oxford University learning halls. So it has a very specific look to it.
Yeah.
It has a specific feel, and I adore it.
Yeah.
Absolutely adore it.
I do wish that every so often, I wish there was a bit more space.
There's no way that they can get away with this space next year with the success.
God, no. This was huge. Like, what did they say? 1,000 people?
I think that's what they were aiming for.
There was more than that. Way more
was
than
there?
That.
Oh,
yeah.
That's great.
I think they planned for 1,000, and then they had way more. But yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, especially Saturday midday, there was so many people
Saturday
there.
was so
trying
busy.
to squeeze through. Oh God, it was basically impossible. But yeah,
you're good, Jonathan. You're good. Go. Come on,
run.
Go.
So, sorry. Awesome. So yeah, I wiped my brain.
It's all right. You got this. It's been a busy weekend, hasn't it?
I mean, so we're down from London.
Oh, okay.
So we drove up, drove down, drove up, and we're driving down again. It's like an hour-and-a-half trip each way.
Worth it though.
Absolutely.
You've had a great time, right?
I've met so many cool people.
Camera person, have you had a good time? He's nodding his head.
So yeah, what are you up to next?
Next, well, let's see. I don't know when this is going to air or where it's going to be. Oh, tomorrow.
Fingers crossed.
Perfect. Okay, so
I'm
December.
a chug Red Bull.
Do it. Okay, December 7th, 3D Printing Nerd is having their annual massive big holiday giveaway. And I'm on camera.
He's doing a shout out.
Go. You should know this. You worked in this stuff. December 7th, 3D Printing Nerd is hosting its annual massive giveaway live stream. We're going to have close, if not over, $100,000 worth of prizes to give away.
I'm gonna be in that.
And we're gonna raise as much money as possible for Seattle Children's Hospital. Awesome. Last year we raised over $44,000 US.
I was there. I watched it.
So this year we're hoping to beat that number. So December 7th on 3D Printing Nerd, most likely around, I want to say,
I'll put the time up on
somewhere
screen.
between 7 and 9 p.m. your time is when we'll start.
Yeah, I'll put the time up on screen. It's too late for us to do math.
That's the next thing. After that, I might be at CES this year in Las Vegas.
Okay.
There is the Rocky Mountain RepRap Festival next April.
God, you travel a lot.
Rapid TCT in Los Angeles in June.
You travel a lot. How do you
there might be a trip or two to an island somewhere in those times. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, this is an island, so.
It is an island. Oh, you got me there.
So yeah, I hope you enjoy your time there. And can we finish it off with a high five?
Absolutely.
Fuck yes.
Ooh, Chris.
Finally did it.
Chris.
Yes. With that, Smurf 2023 is over. I have met so many amazing people. Thank you everyone that I interviewed and that was in the video. Hopefully, see you in 2024.